Warren Buffett was born into the family of politician and entrepreneur Howard Buffett and his wife Leila Stahl in 1930 in Omaha, Nebraska. From childhood, the future investment titan lacked nothing, and this affluence only strengthened the child's commercial instinct and ambitions. At the age of 11, Warren Buffett made his first stock market transaction, purchasing together with his sister Doris 3 shares of City Service at $38.25 per share. The initial decline in the stock price to $27 made Buffett feel responsible for risking money. Sister's money. The subsequent rise in price to $40 led to the sale of the shares with a profit of $5. Later, the stock price reached $202, which could have brought a profit of about $500. This experience became a lesson for Buffett. He realized the necessity of patience and understood that an investor should not panic if prices fall, nor sell for short-term gain. At 13, Buffett filed his first tax return, including expenses for a bicycle and a wristwatch, justifying them as business expenses related to his job as a newspaper delivery boy. Later, as a sophomore, Buffett, along with a partner, invested $25 in purchasing a used pinball machine, which they installed in a local barbershop. Within a few months, they expanded their business by installing machines in 3 more barbershops in Omaha. By the end of the year, the business was sold to a war veteran for $1,200. Warren Buffett was unable to enroll in an MBA program at Harvard because his application was rejected due to his young age. He became a student at Columbia University, where fate brought him together with the legendary investor Benjamin Graham. Graham became a mentor and idol to Buffett, and the principles of the intelligent investor still form the foundation of his investment strategy. Graham was a pioneer of fundamental analysis, focusing on the intrinsic value of a company rather than its market price. Buffett fully embraced this principle. Graham's concept of value investing, searching for companies selling below their true value, became the cornerstone of Buffett's investment philosophy. He looked for companies with strong fundamentals that were undervalued by the market due to short-term fluctuations or lack of information. For investors, Graham emphasized the importance of long-term investments and avoiding speculative strategies. Buffett follows this strategy, holding stocks in his portfolio for years, sometimes even decades, benefiting from the long-term growth of companies. In his books, such as The Intelligent Investor, Graham highlighted the importance of discipline and patience in investing. Buffett demonstrates these qualities throughout his career, not succumbing to market emotions and sticking to his long-term strategy. Buffett's mentor insisted on acquiring stocks with a significant margin of safety, allowing for absorption of valuation errors and market fluctuations. Buffett adheres to this principle, aiming to buy assets significantly below their fair value. Learning from Graham laid the foundation of analysis in Buffett's investment philosophy. Buffett himself calls Graham his most significant mentor after his father. Despite working together, over time their approaches diverged. Buffett focused on company management, while Graham placed primary importance on financial statements. In 1965, Warren Buffett acquired a controlling stake in the textile company Berkshire Hathaway, which became his primary investment company for life. In the 70s, Buffett invested in insurance company's National Indemnity Company, investing over $8.5 million, and GYCO, into which he invested $17 million. During the stock market crisis in 1973, he acquired shares of the Burlington Post newspaper for $11 million. In 2009, a major deal was made to acquire the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad for $26 billion. Later, Buffett invested in the IT sector for the first time by purchasing 5.5% of IBM shares. A few years later, Berkshire Hathaway made significant acquisitions of shares in the Israeli pharmaceutical company Teva and Apple, while almost completely divesting from IBM shares. In 2008, Forbes magazine recognized Warren Buffett as the richest person in the world with a fortune of $62 billion. 10 years later, he ranked 16th on the list of the most influential people in the world. According to Forbes, his capital was estimated at $84 billion. In February 2019, Buffett suffered significant losses, more than $4 billion in a day, due to the drop in the stock value of Kraft Heinz Company. In a letter to shareholders, Buffett announced the change in the key metric for evaluating Berkshire Hathaway's financial results, shifting from the percentage change in book value per share to operating earnings after more than 50 years of using the previous method. According to Forbes, in June 2024, the investor's fortune was estimated at $139 billion. So, what are Buffett's philosophy and strategy? Warren Buffett believes that predicting market conditions is pointless. Long-term success in investing is achieved through strict adherence to principles, patience, and frugality. The key difference, according to Buffett, is between price and value. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. He prefers to buy at low prices, but not just anything, favoring an incredible company at an ordinary price. And not the other way around. Buffett is categorically against investing in cryptocurrencies, considering them a tool for gambling. Games prone to fraud and not producing anything of value. His investment philosophy boils down to the following principles of capital preservation. Avoid speculation. Thoroughly analyze companies before investing. Capital protection is the primary task. Independence from the majority opinion. Form your own opinion. Invest only in what you understand. Buffett avoids the technology sector due to a lack of understanding, with the exception of Apple, focusing on fundamental indicators. The success of a company is reflected in its stock price. Evaluate business stability, profitability, market leadership, and management quality. Companies with undervalued capitalization are attractive. The market can be wrong. Don't succumb to panic. Quality is more important than a discount. It's better to have an excellent company at a fair price than an average one at a discount. Long-term perspective. Hold stocks that you are confident in for the next 10 years. Otherwise, don't buy at all. Don't be afraid of inaction. Rejecting unsuitable investments is an important part of the strategy. Ideas for investments. Oracles often found opportunities in everyday life. A classic example is his investment in the Coca-Cola Company. Buffett's personal preference for carbonated drinks. Over a long period, his preference for Pepsi changed after tasting cherry Coca-Cola. This evoked childhood memories when Buffett returned empty soda bottles, mostly Coca-Cola. The high brand recognition confirmed its potential. Further research demonstrated Coca-Cola's stability over 80 years. Unlike many financial analysts who focus on the short term, Buffett analyzed the company's long-term dynamics. He found that despite the Great Depression and 2 world wars, Coca-Cola's sales consistently grew. He realized that the company managed to generate significant profits. 80 cents from every dollar of revenue, while the drink itself is just water and syrup in a can. Buffett's forecasting was based on a simple yet effective question. How many people will be buying Coca-Cola in 5, 10, 50 years? A positive answer to this question, backed by his intuition, led to an investment in Coca-Cola stock at a price of less than $5. Subsequently, the stock value increased tenfold, providing a steady income from dividends. In China, where Buffett's investment strategies are very popular, they even released a limited edition of cherry Coca-Cola with his portrait. I have gathered the main investment recommendations from Warren Buffett for you. Want to learn how to save? The main thing is to set aside money right away, not after all expenses. It's simple but effective. If your income allows you to cover basic needs, first set aside funds for accounts and necessary expenses, then an amount for savings. Everything else is your disposable income. This approach will help you develop a habit of regular contributions, and soon you'll easily set aside the necessary amount each month. Analyze your spending habits. Consider this: an ordinary office worker buys a latte and a donut every day. A small amount, right? But over the course of a year, it's a decent amount of savings that can be achieved just by giving up this habit. And it's also a significant amount of extra calories. This example shows how insignificant daily expenses accumulate into a substantial sum. Do you want to change your financial habits or improve your health? Sometimes it's enough to just stop doing what hinders achieving your goal and clearly define your priorities. Avoid credit dependency. Warren Buffett warns against excessive borrowing. Credit cards, installment plans, and mortgages are a path to where loan payments may one day exceed your income, and getting out of this trap will be extremely difficult. He has observed many cases where people failed due to alcohol addiction, but are no less due to financial dependency on loans. If you are savvy enough, you can achieve financial success without resorting to loans. Buffett claims that investing is simple. Spread your investments in an index fund over 10 years. This is more profitable than investing the entire amount at once. Warren Buffett is known for his straightforward approach to investing. Start by learning basic terms, opening a brokerage account, choosing an index fund, and purchasing a share of it. Surely, you're curious to know how the richest and most influential person in the world lives. Warren Buffett, despite his enormous wealth, leads a surprisingly modest lifestyle. He lives in the same house in Omaha, Nebraska, that he bought back in the late 50s for $31,500. Of course, Warren Buffett's 5-bedroom property can be considered modest only when you take into account his wealth, which exceeds $100 billion. According to Buffett himself, this house is the best investment of his life. The financier still lives there, and as he stated in the BBC film The World's Greatest Moneymaker, he has no plans to move. Despite a standard of living unattainable for most, he avoids ostentatious luxury, preferring not to buy yachts and other status symbols, even though he can afford anything. His first wife recalled how he wore the same clothes for years until they were completely worn out. Buffett's daughter recounted how once, not having money for parking, she received $20 from her father. The daughter wrote him a check, which he then cashed without hesitation. Buffett's diet includes simple food, hamburgers, Coca-Cola, and ice cream. In 2012, Warren Buffett was diagnosed with stage 2 prostate cancer. After undergoing a course of radiation therapy that lasted 100 days, he fully recovered. Later, Buffett stated that one of the secrets to his energy and excellent well-being is drinking 5 cans of Coca-Cola daily. Buffett demonstrates that true wealth is not in accumulating material goods, but in smart investments and wise financial management. His modesty and commitment to principles make his lifestyle unique and noteworthy, especially considering his status as an investor. Warren Buffett is not just a successful businessman, but a philanthropist who has donated billions of dollars to charity, leaving behind not only a financial legacy but also a powerful example of ethical and successful entrepreneurship. He has bequeathed the majority of his fortune to a new foundation, which will be managed by his children, Susie, Howard, and Peter. He announced this in an interview with the Wall Street Journal. Thus, Buffett, the head of Berkshire Hathaway, has definitively abandoned the idea of transferring funds to the Bill Gates Foundation, with which he previously collaborated. The Gates Foundation will receive nothing after my death, Buffett emphasized. The billionaire did not leave strict instructions for his children, only shared his vision for using the wealth. It should be used to help those who are less fortunate. In a world of 8 billion people, there are many ways to help. Buffett's children will have to make unanimous decisions on the distribution of funds among charitable organizations. Buffett admitted that he has repeatedly revised his will. He made the final decision only after ensuring the mature and independent approach of his children. Warren Buffett loves to share his experience as an investor, including with his children. He even participated in the creation of the animated series, The Secret Millionaires Club, where he acted as a mentor for young entrepreneurs. Moreover, for the first few years, he himself voiced. Warren Buffett shares valuable advice on financial education for children. Start teaching children how to handle money as early as possible, even from kindergarten. Don't wait until they are teenagers. Explain to the little ones, Chloe. His character needs to be earned through work. Teach children to value saving, even just $1, by showing how even a small contribution needs to be earned. For example, money they might spend on soda can grow over time thanks to interest. Practical experience is the best way to learn. Set up a savings account and a debit card with parental controls for your child. Use apps to track income and expenses. This way, children can clearly see how savings work and the importance of handling money carefully. Be a role model for your children. They adopt your habits, both good and bad. Warren Buffett always emphasized the importance of good habits, instilled in him by his father. My father was my greatest inspiration, Buffett said. He was my hero at 6 years old and remains so to this day. He taught me the right way to live, and that is priceless. Want to become a true hero for your children? Start by demonstrating sensible financial behavior to them. You don't need to become a financial guru, just show how you manage the family budget. The first step is to get rid of problematic debts. If high credit card interest rates are dragging you down, consider refinancing, consolidating all debts into one loan with a lower interest rate. Many online services will help you compare offers from different banks for free and find the best terms. Teaching children to distinguish between needs and wants is an important step towards financial literacy. children need to understand that not all desires can be fulfilled. One effective method suggested by Warren Buffett is making a list of desired purchases. Together with the child, analyze each item, determining whether it is a necessity or just a want, and explain the reason. Involve children in the shopping process by demonstrating how to compare prices in different stores and choose the best deals. Modern tools, such as browser extensions, can significantly simplify this process. Buffett emphasizes the importance of continuous learning and development for every individual. This is valuable advice, especially relevant for parents and those just starting their educational journey. Learn to learn, advises Buffett, known for his habit of reading several newspapers daily. He encourages not to be afraid of constantly expanding your knowledge by attending courses, studying innovations, and new technologies. Foster your children's curiosity by encouraging their interests, whether through extracurricular activities or independent reading. This passion for knowledge and drive for self-improvement will become invaluable assets in all areas of life, including financial. Let me tell you a few more interesting facts about the financial genius. Until 2020, Warren Buffett remained loyal to his old Samsung flip phone. However, he eventually gave in and upgraded his gadget by purchasing the latest model iPhone. It is worth noting that the smartphone's functionality for him is limited exclusively to making calls. In addition to business negotiations, Buffett dedicates a significant amount of time to his favorite game, bridge. He spends no less than 12 hours a week, playing both online and at a real table. His frequent partner is his longtime friend and colleague Bill Gates. Warren Buffett dedicates an impressive 80% of his working time to reading. His information diet is diverse and includes analyzing reports of public companies, both those he has already invested in and potential investment targets. In addition, he meticulously studies the reports of the enterprises that make up the Berkshire Hathaway empire. Newspapers, books, and other printed publications are also an integral part of his work process. Notably, despite modern technology, Buffett prefers traditional methods of working, and there is no personal computer in his office. However, he uses an iPad to read electronic documents. Warren Buffett's annual salary is $100,000. It has not been adjusted for many years,